Because I asked for a friggin' sandwich the other day with no mayo on it, and they put mayo on it, but I was driving in my car and eating, so I just had to deal with it. And so then I was smushing hot mayo into my beard every time I took a bite of the sandwich, and that was gross. I felt like I needed a shower after that sandwich.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yummy.
Okay. Let's get cracking on this thing. I've already started recording, but this wasn't funny enough. I'll end up cutting it out. Our beer talk. All right. Welcome to the world's okayest mountain bike podcast. And tonight for the podcast, I let the boys know what the topic was. I checked in with them. I scheduled it. I got home this evening after church and sat down at my Xbox and completely forgot that we were going to do a podcast tonight until they messaged me at 8:31 asking if I was ready to go.
Man.
I literally was talking to people in a chat and I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta do a podcast. Bye.
I was gonna fake it anyways. You got me out of having to put Connor down, so I'm either way. I was sitting down in the basement.
Yeah, I just forgot. Man, Wednesdays. I mean, I'm fine with doing them on Wednesdays, but usually I don't get home till 8:30 or so on Wednesdays, usually, or 8:15, and I just completely forgot about it. And it was my idea.
I've been pretty excited about this one. Not gonna lie.
I think this is gonna be a good one.
And I'm in the Christmas spirit. I just think
I know,
fun
Ryan's
to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, you got a Santa hat on.
Yeah. You guys got your Christmas lights up?
Yeah, of course.
Dude,
Ryan,
what's up?
I'm the guy that as soon as Halloween's over, I'm playing Christmas music.
Yeah, I won't lie. I've had mine up since Halloween too.
Now, we haven't had the tree up. Well, we've had it up a while, but for me, it's the Christmas music is my favorite part. You know, we could do a whole podcast about who's got the best Christmas album, top to bottom.
We're stuck on Michael Bublé right now.
No, it's absolutely August Burns Red, for all of you who don't know. It's definitely August Burns Red.
Okay, well,
Check
you're
it
both
out.
wrong, because it's definitely Elvis, but
Ooh, that's a good one. Hey,
Elvis is a great one. Sleeper pick, Aaron Neville.
Oh, that's a good one.
Aaron Neville's Christmas album.
Yep. Hey, I got a question since we all got kids.
No.
I'm gonna start with Kyle. At what age did Connor quit destroying the tree?
So let me think. So
He's 4, right?
Right. So I'm going to do the math here because he was born in August. We had a tree that December. We did not have a tree at all. Didn't even put one up the following year when he was 1.5 and mobile. The year after that, I think we did a tree. And then last year we did a tree. Yeah. So it was the first year that he was walking is when we stopped because he was because he was 2.5 by the time he came around next time to the tree, and he was a civilized human being at that point when it comes to tree destruction.
But at this point, he's not dismantling the trees 4.
Oh yeah, no, he was good this year and last year, totally clean.
Oh, good. Oh man, I hope this is the last year for me. What about you, Clinton? How's the twins doing with the tree?
Really good. When we first put it up, it took about 2 days, and we kept getting on to them, and we beat our children. No, they got their little. They know what discipline is. They get their little hands slapped, and it really. They don't mess with stuff. Like, it didn't take too long. We can even take them to other people's house, and they'll walk up to the tree and they'll reach, and then they'll stop right before they grab an ornament. And they'll
because they know pain is coming shortly after.
And we look at them. I just give them the eye, and they back off. Now, something I think that helped is we got them each their own little plastic ornament that we hang on the tree, but if they want it, we give it to them, and they can walk around with it and play with it, and then they'll give it back and want us to hang it up high or whatever. But they've been pretty good with it. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a problem.
So Tucker does good at other people's houses. He knows not to touch it, but at ours, there's no ornaments for about the first 3.5 feet, and he's knocked it over once. So.
Oh wow, yeah,
it's going fantastic here, and I do beat my kid.
Yeah, they broke one like right off the bat, but their mom, Hannah, I'm like leaning into the computer as if that's good, like I'm trying to be sneaky. Hannah kind of drops the hammer on those kids.
That's
like
good.
Pretty hard. Like she always has. A
That's
little
good.
even more than I would have, but it's good. They're pretty well behaved for now.
You
I
gotta
kinda
be-
set it- I kinda
you gotta
didn't
be
mean to,
scared
but
of
I
one of the
kinda set
parents.
us up.
Yeah.
I kind of set us up for our segment with talking about what's under the Christmas tree.
Oh, so you've got
Ah.
stuff you maybe have actually bought.
I didn't mean to segue like that, but I thought that was pretty good.
Okay, well, before we do, I want to remind everyone, I haven't mentioned it in several episodes, but I did check today. Turns out our discount code at Vittoria, if you want to buy some tires for your Christmas, it's still good. Okay, MTB20. Still works.
Get out,
I honestly
get some.
didn't know for sure.
get out and get some. I need some new tires. I might order some. That's good.
You know what? I've made the conscious decision that I will not be including tires in my list tonight, probably.
Ooh, you guys are going to be really, Clinton, you're going to be very interested to hear that I actually do have tires on my list.
Oh,
Oh.
mountain bike tires or what?
Yeah,
Mountain
or
bike
drifting tires.
No, bicycle tires.
Nice.
Well, tonight what we're going to do is we want to do a Christmas wish list episode. So I gave the boys a budget here, a very wide ranging. So basically the idea is if you had $25 to spend, $50 to spend, $100, $500, $1,000, $3,000, $6,000, or $10,000, how would you spend it? And we're trying to keep it in the mountain bike world.
Yeah.
So it's
Now,
kind of our.
We're talking about gift ideas that we want for ourselves, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. If
I think-
someone said, okay, your whole budget for yourself, and it has to be mountain bike related in some way, or bike related in some way, and this is your budget, someone's gonna hand you $25 all the way to $10,000. What are you spending it on? Assuming you are required to spend it on mountain bike stuff.
Oh, that was 10,000. I thought that said 100 grand in the text.
Nah.
Winnebago.
I had
That's what I
one
was
too
gonna
many
say.
zeros.
That's what
You're
it
right.
was. When I saw 100 grand, I'm like a Winnebago.
Yep, 100%. Toy hauler. Big diesel toy hauler with a 7.3 in it. Absolutely.
Super C.
Well,
a
then we
Super
all
C
agree
toy
on
hauler.
what we do with 100,000.
Yeah, okay, we don't have to cover that.
Okay, we don't have
Yep.
to cover that. I'm 10,000. I just was clicking off zeros.
Now, are we trying to hit as few items as possible within the budget, or like stack a bunch of stuff in there?
If you want to stack it, stack it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to keep so. I put my list together. I didn't write anything down, but I thought about it. So I put my list together based on as few items as possible into that budget. So like
That's
as if like
that's
somebody
good.
listens to this thinking about Christmas ideas for themselves or for others, that it might be helpful.
That's
Yep.
pretty
Same
well
here.
how I have it in my head, but I wasn't
Okay.
gonna require that. All right.
Okay.
So let's start. You got $25 to spend on bike stuff. What you got? Who wants to go first?
All right, so I've got. Oh man, where should I put this? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna start with. I've got other items because we have a $50 mark too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting at 25, me personally, at $25, I want a set of Tubolitos for my race bike. So I want a 20-gram tube or whatever they weigh for my race bike.
Oh, those
That's
like
good.
the orange colored super light tubes.
Yeah, they're like
I don't know what
they're,
these are.
they're Tubolitos. So they're tubes for your bike, but they're not made of rubber. They're either orange or white. But what you're picturing in your head is absolutely right. But they're like fractions of what a normal tube weighs. I mean, they're like half of what a normal tube weighs.
And they roll
Okay.
up super small, like
Yeah, they
like
fold up real tight.
like
I know
a
what you're
bank
talking about.
robber's roll of money.
How much do they cost? Are they
You know, Kyle, like
roundabout?
$37 retail. So we're a little high, but that's okay.
Ooh, are they really? They're $37 each?
Yeah, I mean, you probably don't realize that because you're a pro mountain biker, so you don't pay that. But
Right.
they're about $37 retail. But
Okay.
I'll
they're
let it
pretty
slide,
freaking
though.
sweet.
I would not assume they'd be more than. I would think 37 for a pair.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what all right. So I can
Wow,
change that then.
that's okay.
All right,
But,
so
but they are awesome, and I didn't think about it, but that's a great one to put on the list. Stocking stuffer, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's Nick.
Well, okay. Ryan, I love how much energy you're bringing to this Christmas.
I'm fired
episode.
up about this, man. Like, I want to send this off to Santa tomorrow. I got to put it in the mailbox, flip the flag up. Come get it.
All right, well, what's your
so
25?
$25. So I just hate when I run out of consumables, right? So for me, like, it may seem simple, but like if I got a bottle of like my favorite chain lube or my favorite bike wash, I would just be pumped because at some point I'm going to run out of it and go, crap, before I wash my bike, I got to run to the bike shop and get some more. So I'd just be pumped with something like that. So, you know, a $15, $20 bottle of bike wash or, you know, my chain lube's not cheap. So, man, I just love it if that's a gift I got. So for me, $25, that's where I'm going.
Huh. You know, I've never used bike wash before, ever. I just use my hand or rag and water. Seems to get it. It would save me some time, maybe.
You use Dawn or anything? Like no soap?
I have used just a tiny amount of Dawn before on when it was really bad and I was trying to really get the chain grease areas like around that clean, but usually I just spray it, use my hand to rub the dirt off the frame and maybe old socks or I have some like soft brushes. I'll try to get in those hard to reach places, but I don't like foam it up or anything.
You're making my palms sweat right now.
I know. We're very different people when it comes to that.
I'll give you a lesson. When it gets warmer out, you come up, I'll give you a bike cleaning lesson.
Ryan, didn't they have to teach you not to use a pressure washer?
I didn't say, Ryan, I don't know if you should be teaching anybody how to clean your bikes after all the pivots we put on that Superfly.
I don't use a pressure washer anymore. That was years ago. I was new mountain biker.
That was it.
Dirt bike.
I was gonna say that was pro moto guy washing his first $10,000 mountain bike.
It was awesome. But no,
right.
I mean, like, I'd be stoked about getting some wash or some chain lube or something like that.
Yeah,
no, that's good. That's definitely good.
I'm actually with you, but my consumable's a little different. I want the biggest bottle, whichever brand gets me the most for $25. I want the biggest bottle of tire sealant that I can get.
There you go.
Because I like messing with tires. But I have learned, I think I'm done with stands, you guys. Little sealant drama for everybody. Orange endurance sealant is great about it lasts a long time without drying out. The problem I always had with it is I would run Huck Norris inserts, and I think that foam, it's a little rough on the edges. And every single time I went to change a tire or something, all the little rubber particles in that orange seal would be in one giant ball inside my tire. Every single time. So now I run airliners, and I switched to stands. And so I did have like some of those little stands boogers here and there, but nothing like the orange seal. But the problem is the stands dries out way faster. Like when I went to, when I busted my wheel up at Tennessee, so I needed to get my tire off and send the wheel in for warranty. It was bone dry.
Really?
Yeah.
You got to give.
It had not been in there that long. I had not had those tires on there for very long. So
give PDs a try next time.
I might. Well, I just bought some Montmaker because they had some at the shop, the blue stuff. I think it's probably fine. Seems fine to me.
I've been mega happy. I've been using Bond Trigger stuff for 2 years now. 2 years. Yeah. So my past 2 bikes, I've exclusively used blue Bond Trigger, and it's done great.
Well, I just took a tire. I was helping a buddy who I put orange seal in his tires like about this time, like before Christmas, a year ago. And it wasn't totally, like, he needed some more, but there was still plenty of like wet orange sealant still in there. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy smokes, stuff lasts forever if you don't use CO2.
The orange stuff's great. I use that forever.
So we'll see. I would like to get the orange seal without the rubber pieces because honestly, I feel like if I poke a hole in the tire, I'm stopping and I'm putting a plug in it anyway. Like, I'm not going to just keep riding. I might finish a stage if I'm racing, but I'm stopping immediately.
You might get micro punctures that you don't even know about, though. You know what I mean? You might micro puncture something or just barely open something up to where the sealant seals it up before you even have a chance to notice that it's flat.
This is true. It may be. I don't know. For sure, when you put like retape or whatever, around the valve, that always leaks for a second, or around the bead in different spots. But
I know what you're talking about. Bond-Traeger tubeless strips, and they're flawless.
Yeah.
Except
I can't get good tires on with those because they won't fit. Try mounting a set of like tough WTB or Vittoria tires with that TLR strip in there. You'll take it out.
I broke 3 levers trying to do it.
Yeah, you have to take them out if you're running anything but like trail casing tires. Well, I think you get away with it with lighter casings too. But if you start running, if your tire's over 1,000 grams, good luck.
That's why I don't run tires over 1,000 grams.
All right.
What's next? $50?
$50.
All right, so it's back to me then. So my $50 thing is tools. So every Christmas, without fail, I put all kinds of Park and Pedro's tools on my Christmas list. Because, like, being at the shop and stuff, I can have my wife or my mom or my dad or whatever run up there and get a good deal on them. So, for example, so this Christmas list this year, I have 5 Park tools on my Christmas list, and they're all roughly $50 my price. So, like a Torx 3-way is on that list because I'm tired of digging up like little L wrenches for my brakes. So I don't have anything small in Torx, just like the little wrenches that like your bleed kit comes with. And then I've got a Masterlink set of pliers from Park Tool because right now I'm using the old channel locks method, and it works. It hasn't let me down, but it'd be nice just to have the right tool for the job. And then I've got a spoke tension meter on there for building wheels. Seems like I build about a set of wheels every year, 2 to 3 sets a year. And for whatever reason, I always end up building a set over the winter. It seems to be like my January, February, I'm exhausted and bored and need to do something bike-related project, so I just build a set of wheels. And I always have to borrow a spoke tension meter from the shop to finish them. And so it'd be nice just to have my own at the shop. And then the other one is Park Tools tire inflator for a compressor. And then this one's a lot more expensive than $50, but it fit the category.
Those are good.
Okay, I get it.
Tools are good.
Yep.
Tools are good. So I'm up.
How about you, Ryan? Yeah, you're up.
Well, for me, so I was kind of excited thinking about this and $50, and I got a little shipment today. I treated myself as something for Christmas. Now, I treated myself for something for dirt bike riding, but I have one for mountain bike riding, and there's a slight difference. So what I got here, I'm going to show you guys, even though our listeners can't see, is I have a USWE Zulo 2 hip pack. It's a 1 liter, so it's really small, really light, just for your quick rides, but it keeps that weight off the shoulders, like we've talked about. Not really liking the full-on backpack style.
Yeah.
But for mountain biking, I like the Bond-Traeger Rapid Pack. 50. I think it retails at $50, $49.99.
It is
Great
nice. Fits really nice.
I don't think there's a better hip pack out there, to be honest with you. And I know Clinton's like, hey, let's not try to talk all about Bond-Traeger stuff, but I really
but I'm with you on that one. That's what I use, and I like it a lot.
So for mountain biking, I run that one, and then for dirt biking, I run the USWE with the hose because I can't pull a water bottle out. But for me, $50, that's what I'm going for, right? And
there you go.
If I got to get somebody a gift, maybe one of my friends that rides, I'm getting them a hip pack. They'll never wear a backpack one again.
Nice.
That's it.
So I've got a couple. It's hard for me to so many of these are like, what do I happen to need at that moment in time? But I think great things that are in that $50 range, without just doubling up. Now this would actually be closer to the $25 range, but I would say maybe a pairing of like, these are more things that wear out. If you're not happy with your grips, new grips, I've been experimenting. I've tried quite a few different grips, and I am So up until this point, I think the grips I felt like I had the most luck with were the real fat Ori grips, but they're so big. And then I got into the ODI Aaron Gwin 2 grips, which I still like a lot. They're pretty comfortable. They're really good on dirt jump bike. But now I've been running the ODI Elite Pro lock-on grips, and when you're holding on to them, they don't feel like a fatter grip, but they've added like this kind of raised area in the palm. And I can honestly say, like, I forget that they're there, which is about the highest praise I can give a grip, is that I don't notice my grips anymore. Like, the traction's great. My hands, like, don't hurt. Like, when we first started riding Shepherd, and so when I would go down there, my hands would get beat. Part of that was bad suspension settings. Part of that was grips. But, like, I don't have any issues now. I feel fine. I went on a longer ride, couple-hour ride with my dad last week, and usually I find myself putting my hands flat on, like, my brake calipers, or not calipers, brake reservoirs, to get, like, kind of a flat surface to, like, give them a break when they start hurting.
Relieve
and I
pressure.
Pretty much never did that, and these are, like, grips that would be fine on a downhill bike. So
which grip was those?
The ODI Elite Pro.
Check them out.
So it's
awesome.
It's kind of funky. It looks like a traditional half waffle, except in the palm it's got like these raised, soft, like very grooved area that's kind of raised like a little arch, so it kind of fits into your palm nicely. And it takes out a lot of shots.
Is it a fat grip or
it doesn't. You would like it. Like it doesn't feel like a fat grip.
So that's my thing. I don't know why I hate fat grips. I don't feel like I get enough feedback through a fat grip. I don't feel enough.
It's basically like a normal kind of thinnish half waffle. But imagine if you just took that and then just added a little material right where your palm naturally raises up anyway. If you look at it, you make kind of like a grip shape, your palm kind of rises up like an arch. So it basically has a little material that just kind of fills in that area. So when you grab it, it actually doesn't really feel any fatter than a grip without it. Just normally that part of your hand wouldn't be touching anything.
Mm.
But when you start pounding into rocks, it really helps absorb some.
I'm due for some new grips. I want to get me a set of those.
I was gonna say, you got my interest piqued.
So another thing I literally just bought, and this cost about $50 all in, a little more maybe. And I haven't even tried them, but ever since I've been riding steep stuff, I've been wearing out brake pads faster. And I've been running organic brake pads because that's what came on it, and that's what shops usually had. But I just ordered a set of metallic brake pads that I'm going to use that apparently are more consistent in the wet, and they last longer. Maybe they don't have that as quite as hard as a bite, like right off when you start pulling the lever, but I don't know. It's winter time, so who cares? Like, consistency, apparently they don't fade as bad. They last longer. It sounds like win to me. They only cost like $2 or $3 a pack more.
Nice.
So that's right about $50. You get it front and rear for that.
Heck yeah.
And then another thing related to that is, I think it might be closer to 60 all in or 70, but if you're running a 180 millimeter or less, rotor, you probably get a rotor and an adapter for your bike to bring that sucker up to 200, if you don't have it already front and rear. So mine came 200, 180. Now I've got it 200, 200, and it was definitely a noticeable good difference for me. I'm a little, for mountain biker, I'm a little on the chubby side at a hefty 185, but I was lower than that, but my mom and mother-in-law keep buying Christmas tree cakes, and I can't go to their houses without eating at least one.
That's good insight though, because a lot of people's bikes don't even come with 180 or more than 180 on the front. So
yeah,
if you can't do both, at least have 180 on the front.
I think so. I don't know, man. Honestly, I think with a mountain bike, it almost makes more sense if you have to pick and like one has to be 180, one has to be 200, put the 200 on the back and leave the 180 on the front because you're still going to get plenty of power on the
Wouldn't
front.
work for me. I'm all front brake.
I think I don't know. I want 220s on both ends.
I think it's going to depend on riding style. If you got to pick one, because I'm all over the front brake. I've never.
I got to be honest. Like once I got my set of pads smoked in after a ride out there at Shepherd, I mean, like that was the only time I've ever in my life experienced, oh my God, my brakes aren't enough right now. But like that was literally the first time a rotor had spun through those pads. So like there was they had to bed in and get heated up and stuff. But other than that, I've never been in a position in my life where I thought I don't have enough brakes. Within the past 5 years since I've been riding nice bikes with nice brakes, and maybe that's just the level of brake that I've been buying for 5 years, or maybe I don't ride fast enough. But I mean, it's not like I'm
Well, what I started noticing with mine is just that I was squeezing it awfully hard, and you could feel when they get hot, the lever gets a lot stiffer, a lot quicker. Yeah. And especially in those early runs down through there where I wasn't comfortable, man, I just felt like I was on that rear brake hard. And just going up from 180 to 200 made a huge difference of like how hard I had to pull and how fast you'd feel it heating up. All right, $100. What are we doing?
All right, so I for $100 need a new pair of tires for my race bike.
Yeah, you do.
So I have been running Bontrager G0s for literally forever. I mean, since
when you say race bike, you mean BMX race bike.
Right. So it's my cruiser class 26-inch dirt jump bike that I have built up to race BMX. It's like 21.5 pounds. It's 22 and a quarter now. But I want to drop off some rotational weight off the bike. And so right now I've got 1,100 grams worth of tires on the bike and like probably 300 grams worth of tubes on the bike currently. And I think I can cut a half pound of rotational weight off the bike, by going to an ultra mega light tire, getting rid of the 2.4 on the front and then going into a set of Tubolitos. So if I could get my bike like sub 22 pounds, like get it like an actual like 21.5, with Tubolitos and like a 300 gram race tire, I think I'd be really happy with that. Maxxis has a tire called the Max Light, and it's 285 grams, and it's a 2.1. So that's the tire that I'd like. I don't think they actually make it anymore, and I don't know if it exists, but that's the tire that I would like. Other than that, I'm looking at Continental, Speed Kings, and Race Kings.
Nice. Good night. Now, wait a second. The Speed Kings and the Race Kings, are they going to roll as good as like DTH or a Kenda 360 Pro that's pretty much a street tire? Even though they weigh less, probably.
The Speed King, yes. So the Speed King, what is it? What do they call it? Speed King. Here, I gotta look this up. Continental Speed King 26. Yeah, you'd have to look it up, but it's pretty much like a flat tread in the middle. Like you literally get a couple you get like a little bit of side knob. But it's pretty much a straight flat slick in the middle. But let's see, what do they weigh? They're 450 grams for the 20. No, wait. There are 410 grams for a 26.
Oh my gosh.
And so I could cut. So if I go to that, a pair of those, that would be cutting like 300 grams off, which is 3/4 of a pound. So that's crazy. And then I think I could cut another 200 grams off as a set of Tubolitos. So if I did the lightest Tubolito possible with these and then run them at like 65 PSI, this bike would be within race bike category weight for a 20-inch pro BMX race bike. It would be a hardtail mountain bike with 26-inch wheels, suspension, and hydraulic discs.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need that.
That weight, getting that weight off would be very important for your situation.
Bro, coming out of that gate, if you've seen me race BMX, I need all the help I can get getting to the dirt. Coming out of the gate, I ain't fast.
We can never let Kyle clip in on a BMX bike because he'll be the guy that like pulls up so hard that the back end just comes off the ground, and next thing you know, he's like over the bars for no reason whatsoever.
That's funny. That's funny. I haven't clipped in yet at the BMX track, but I'm going to try it this next season. Connor has been expressing interest in racing, so I'm going to get him a race bike over the winter, and we're going to start racing next year, I think.
We'll be out there with you.
Woo! It'll be fun.
So for me, I got a couple in this category. So first off is something that I think a lot of people, I have it on my bike, so I'm not necessarily for myself, but if people are looking for a good gift idea, I think it often gets overlooked, is like your on the bike James Bond type tools, like the 1-Up EDC tool that fits in your stem, or the wolf tooth ones that go in the end of your bar ends or whatever, or those kind of things. I think every time somebody sees me pull out that EDC tool, they're like, "Whoa, what is that?" But you don't see a lot of them out there just because it's kind of an oversight, right? So for me, under $100, like something, one of those kinds of tools is really awesome to have on the bike, and super handy, and it's sleek, and you're not having to carry it around.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. So mine is something I need to pick up before sometime soon. Unless Ryan, if you come down and ride Saturday, I might have you bring it.
Okay.
Now, you'd have to pick either or. You wouldn't be able to get both of these things for $100, I don't think, or at least not like a really good quality. But if you don't have one, which I don't, as Kyle knows, a good rain jacket for mountain biking.
Yep.
Like a nice, decent, legit rain shell. Not like Ryan, we went to the first race we went together, we stopped at Bass Pro, and I got like a Bass Pro just crappy. Oh, I think like you couldn't ride in it because you'd sweat. It didn't breathe at all, so you'd ended up sweating so fast I was soaking wet anyway. Like it just didn't even matter.
It was like a weight loss
plastic suit. Like. So then I borrowed one of Kyle's for the Chubb Enduro and just wrecked it. I mean, it got so nuts.
But that's a good point, though. Like, so like as a former professional outdoor wear salesman, I will say that you can never have nice enough gear. Like jackets, pants, socks, gloves, like cold weather gear or poor, unfortunate weather gear. Man, that is the difference between enjoying a ride and being absolutely miserable.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm also so this puts me over budget, but if you already have a rain jacket, which seems like most people do, like a good outdoor rain jacket, get some rain pants.
Yeah.
I'm getting both for Christmas.
What did you get?
I literally
Did you get the Defend?
I got the Fox Ranger 3L water pant, which is like the hardcore water pant. And then I got the 2.5L rain jacket because it was like $90 cheaper than the 3L, but still looked pretty good.
Do you know what that means? 3L and 2.5L?
No, I don't know what it means, but it got good reviews, so I'm like, it'd be good enough for me. Kyle's laughing because he doesn't think so, but I want to spend well, since I'm not buying it, it's Christmas presents, I had to keep it in other people's budget, and there was like, I think it was like $110 versus versus 200 basically.
No, you'll totally be good. Like, I was going to say 2.5 and 3L, it just means the way that the waterproofing material is attached to the jacket. So like a 3L is a 3-layer material, whereas a 2.5 is 2 layers of bonded material and one layer of non-bonded material for the waterproof jacket. Either way, you're going to be good. Like a 3L, they're both like your 3L jacket's got like a 10K waterproof rating, you'll be fine. And 10K breathability, that'll be great.
Yeah, I have no idea. I was reading reviews and they're like, yeah, this has been wonderful. I'm like, sweet. That's going to be infinitely better than what I have at the moment, which is nothing.
No, that'll be great. You'll love that, man.
Because, well, one, I don't want to not ride just because it's wet out when I have access to like Berryman Trail, which is fine even when it's raining. I don't want to miss days where I could be riding, but it's wet, and it's not necessarily that I'm afraid of it cold, but I don't want to get wet, so I want to get out there and ride even when it's wet. And I actually bought, against the advice of a guy at the shop, but sorry to him, I'm not spending $150, but I did buy some they go up higher than my socks, like cover booty, neoprene booty cover things for my shoes. I'll show you those. Hang on, they're right here. I'll just show you.
Yeah, let's see these. What'd you get? I'm kind of excited.
I'm curious too, because like I gotta be honest, it does not matter how cold it is. My feet are never cold, ever.
Oh, mine are always cold, and shoe covers don't work.
No, I was riding in snow in a fat bike in shorts and no shoe covers.
So these bad boys, I feel like they at least keep the wind off my feet. They they seal up tight around the leg too. So
yeah.
The guy at the shop was like, man, I'm telling you, just get the winter shoes. But okay, these are like $25-$30 versus $150 for shoes I'm probably only going to wear like
no, you did good
5 times. So I feel like this is
good.
I've ridden in below freezing with none of these, and my feet were okay. So I feel like with these on there, they're CXWXC. I don't even know, some weird. It's basically just a neoprene stretchy cover with a zipper.
Yeah, no, you did good. Yeah, for the few times that you're actually going to be out in temperatures in which those are going to be beneficial, you did real good.
Yeah. I basically bought what I wish I had at the Chubb Enduro last year. That's basically my Christmas.
You done good, kid. You done real good.
Man, necessity is the ultimate form of creation, right?
Man, honestly, I feel like if I was forced to choose, I'd probably pick the pants before the jacket. Because I feel like I can swap hoodies throughout the day or whatever just to like stay warm enough to survive. But
oh no, man! Because then
you're
carrying
pants.
Then you're carrying all that water and all that cotton against your body. No way.
You're doing it with your legs either way. If you have like leggings on or something with your shorts.
Yeah, but I just wear shorts. I just let it roll off my legs. I got hairy legs, man. My legs are fine. My legs are never.
It was cold I don't know, man. It was cold that day.
No, I was walking around with you guys. Don't get me wrong, but.
All right, what's our next level of budget?
I think it was 500.
Was it 500? I think it was 500. We might have to, if it was 250, we're going to skip it because it's going to take way too long to finish this. We're already 40-something minutes in. Okay,
let's go to 500.
Let's go fast with the 500.
But 500 was tough. That's like an in-between category for anything in mountain biking, right?
Yeah. No, it is.
Like you're not getting a new fork or a new set of wheels for $500, but you know.
Right. So unless you're building a dirt jump bike, because you can get a new set of wheels for a dirt jump bike for $500.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
So I am not building a dirt jump bike this winter, thankfully, because I think my wife would murder me. I've got 6 at the house already. So for $500, I will absolutely say that if you don't have a night ride set up yet, get a night ride set up. Buy the best light setup that you can buy from Outbound Lighting. I'm going to plug them because Matt's my boy, and I had a lot.
With that because it's true.
And Clinton and I had a lot of fun.
Most advanced lights for sure.
Oh, they're incredible. They're incredible stuff. Matt does a great job. It's a small, you talk a small company. It is Matt and one other guy. So Matt hired a guy full time to jump on with him who was out in Arizona. But anyway, so the light setups are awesome. So do an Outbound Lighting, do their ultimate downhill package. I think they've got them on the website right now for like $350, $360. So we're under our 500 budget at that. So do yourself, here's what I'll say, but do the ultimate downhill setup with a helmet that has a GoPro mount on it and make it real easy on yourself. Like, so my Bontrager Lithos and my Bontrager Rally MIPS both have removable GoPro mounts that jump into the centered vent, and it makes it super easy to have the light on there. And so I actually, I ride those for my night rides, but that's 100% the best money you can spend mountain bike related if you don't already have a night light set up.
I can even plug them. They work great on dirt bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
I'm really looking forward to getting my new Trail Evo in. So Matt, after 3 years of running the trail light that we helped him develop back in 2017. He has a new version of that that's supposed to be way better, and it's getting released, supposed to be shipping soon. And so I'm super pumped to check out what the new Evo looks like. I can't wait to get mine.
And that's
even the old one is
right?
still like
a wire and a battery pack.
Correct. Yeah. So the old Trail was a separate battery pack, which I still like. I don't mind having a frame-mounted battery. Totally doesn't bother me.
The battery life on that one was ridiculous.
Yeah.
We went to Bentonville and you ran it on low, which is still pretty stinking bright, for like 8 hours. Yeah,
literally all day.
It was fine. It didn't even come close to running out. So if
No,
you're going for long rides and you want something you know is going to get you home, no matter how long you're out there.
Yep, exactly. None of my rides, I don't do big marathon rides or overnights or anything like that. So all I need is I need an hour and a half to 2 hours of as bright as I can possibly get. And bright isn't just it, man. They use the light so well. The lens, the reflector, the whole design of the light just uses all of the lumens as well as possible. So I'm super excited to check out the Evo. I can't wait for mine to come in.
All right, Ryan.
So, like I said, this one was a little tough. That's a good one for sure, Kyle. So for me, like probably in that price point, I'm probably just gonna maybe do some maintenance products on my bike. Maybe a new cassette, seals and oil in the fork, kind of get all that knocked out. Just make sure everything's fresh to go for the new upcoming year. By the time you spend all that money and maybe if you don't have the ability to do it yourself in the shop, you're at $500. So for me, that's kind of where I was at, but I did have a thinking also, just because I always love fresh new gears. I'd probably just start head to toe, new shoes, pair of socks, new pair of shorts, a cool jersey, maybe even a lid. So, depending on where all that falls in price wise. But, it never hurts to start the new year with some fresh new garments either. So,
yeah, you could totally get somewhere like Trail Labs to completely service your damper and suspension front and rear. And probably if you're using like GX level components, getting that serviced and a cassette and a chain and a new chain ring. If you're paying full retail, that'll probably be a little over 500, but you could get all that for pretty close to 500.
Yeah, and stuff you're gonna need, right?
And it's gonna have to happen, or you're gonna have to sell your bike. But people are gonna ask when the last time your suspension was serviced anyway. If they're smart, they will. Something I would like to do is find like a pro rider that's within driving distance or whatever, and do 2 days of private lessons. Not like a group lesson, but like where they're actually like you go to a sections of trail and they watch everything you're doing, how you're riding, and like are basically trying to make you faster. I think that'd be a blast because I like that. Like I'm pretty teachable and I like teaching and I like being taught. And for $500, man, if someone's actually like, they're not racing or whatever, like that's not a bad weekend for a mountain bike guy. I think
you get to
totally
ride.
If you can find them. That's, I would say for that amount of money, unless you're a total beginner, I wouldn't necessarily recommend like a big group class where you're going to be there with 20 other people and it's not really tailored to you. But if you could get it tailored to you, that'd be good. Something else, if I could find one and I had $500, I'd maybe look for like a used smart trainer from basement spin setup for the winter.
Trainer was on my list, but
that'd be tough to find for $500. It'd have to be used with somebody who's just like.
Well, no, you can get into a good trainer for under $500, just not a smart trainer.
I wouldn't buy it unless it was a smart trainer.
I don't think you're going to catch.
I already have a gym membership
unless it's smart.
Yeah, I've got a gym membership. I hit the spin bike in the gym and watch TV while I'm doing it, but yeah, smart trainer would be cool. All right. Oh man, we're like 50 minutes into this. You know what? I think we 5,003. Let's go up to 3,000. We're gonna skip 1,000.
3,000. That's good.
Are we all? I mean, the easy one I'll go is like I could sell my bike and then use that 3,000, a good chunk of that 3,000 to get a new bike.
Does Santa take trade-ins?
What's that?
Santa takes trade-ins.
That's okay. Well, maybe that's cheating. So
His his elves come down the chimney and they like pick your bike up and drop the new one off, right?
I gotta think I'm buying like a more trail cross country. Forgive me for saying down country, but I think I'm buying a bike. Like
I was gonna say for
3,000.
Yeah, $3,000. Yeah. So for me, at $3,000, I would be looking at a cross training kind of bike of some sort. Like obviously you guys know I've got my stable is full of stuff. So $3,000, I'm gonna say at $3,000, I'm looking at a gravel bike, a nice killer, do it all Shimano 105 group disc brake gravel bike.
So Kyle stole mine. So that's,
sorry.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not
I'm with you 100% on that, Kyle. Like, I kind of want a gravel bike just to go, when it's wet and all the trails around here are closed. So.
Yeah. Now with that said, I do have a road bike that can ride gravel, and I've had it since February, and it probably has less than 100 miles on it.
Yeah, maybe it would have been easier to say, okay, what $3,000 bike on the market? If someone said, I'm going to give you a $3,000 bike, which one are you picking?
Well, for a mountain bike?
Yeah.
Fuel EX8.
I think I'm getting like I know I didn't want us to just say Trek or Bottregger, but honestly, at that price point, I think I'm getting either a Top Fuel. I'm not sure what the builds on them are. I'd have to look at the builds. A shorter-ish travel bike that I think would be a lot of fun. That I would still set it up with like trail tires so it's not a pig. But for some reason, those Norco optics, they're 120, 140, or 125, 140. Still quite a bit of travel.
That's a good looking bike.
The angles on them, it just looks like a bike that is like, it's fun. You don't have to think about anything. You can go have big days on it. But then the other part of me is like, but you already have a Slash, something like a Trek Top Fuel or a
Blur.
Maybe not a Blur, but like a used SB 100. If you could find, of course, used Yetis usually increase in value for some reason, so that probably wouldn't work.
Top Fuel's a good call.
Is there a $3,000 build on the Transition Spur? Because I think even if it was a low level, I think that a $3,000 build on a Spur, which I don't think there is, I think you're starting at $5,000 there.
What was the
would be super fun. I would.
What was the price point on? Was it the Ibis that came out with the aluminum? What was the price point on that?
Oh yeah, Ripmo AS.
That's it.
You get one for
That's
$3,000.
Bike there.
That's the middle
I think
build.
It's close to 3.
That's the middle. I think that's the. That might be the NX build, but still, it's got DVO suspension front rear. Like that's the $3,000 bike to buy for sure.
Yep.
It doesn't really make sense because I already have a bike in that category. But if I had no bike and they're like, here's a $3,000 bike, I think that's the one I'd pick for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because MSRP on that with the DVO suspension and a coil is $3,200.
Yeah, and if you get the DVO air shock, which is a good shock, I had it on a bike before. It's like $29.99 or something.
So, given that I already have a full, so like I would probably, if I wasn't going to go road bike, since we have to choose mountain bike at $3,000, I'm a Santa Cruz Chameleon carbon all day long. And I would, so it'd be Santa Cruz Carbon Chameleon, MSRP is $2,700. I would do a 140 millimeter air spring for it, and then a carbon crank and be done.
Nice.
All
right. So what's your $6,000 bike gonna be?
E-bike, hands down.
Yep.
100%. No, I'm like going back and forth all the time with myself right now on whether or not I'm going to sell my road bike in the spring to fund an e-bike purchase, because so Connor's too big for the Mac Ride, but I've got a Mac Ride kid, and I'm probably a year away from Mac Ride, the newest one. but there was so much stuff I could have ridden on the Mac ride if I had an e-bike instead of doing them on my single speed hardtail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm with you on e-bike. And I think I could get it my size. My wife could ride it too when we go out and do rides, and probably
Yeah.
she likes to go, but I think she hates that, even I'm on a I'm waiting a lot with my 2-year-old on the Mac ride seat, so she's always like, I'm always like, you want to go? And she's like, no, you go have fun. I'm like, come on, have fun. But I think if I had her on an e-bike, she'd keep up. And I think we're close enough in size. She could probably step up. I could size it down a little bit and make it a little cramped for me and a little long for her, and it'd work. We'd have one bike. It'd be pretty sweet.
All right.
So it'd be a present for my wife, right?
There you go. I mean, this is basically what I talked my parents into. Well, they kind of talked themselves into it. They were riding e-bikes out in Colorado and had a really good time with it. And it wasn't a $6,000 bike. But they ended up getting my mom called. She's like, okay, I want an e-bike arm. She's like, Hannah can ride it. Your dad can ride it. I'm like, okay. They ended up getting a Trek Rail 7. And my dad, we went out to Berryman, which is just a big cross-country loop for people who don't know. We only did 12 miles, like out and back. But my dad was able to go with me. He has a fused ankle. He's 65. He's in no shape. Like, he doesn't exercise. He could be in worse shape. He works outside somewhat often and a little bit physical labor type stuff here and there when he's fixing stuff. But it was fun because, one, I didn't have to be out there by myself. He could go with me. He could totally keep up because he could go up the hills, like, no problem.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear Kelly's getting out.
Yeah, he was like, oh, my legs are rubber, when we got done, but he wasn't struggling to finish and get back to the truck.
And if he was struggling, it was still fun. It was enough struggle to be fun.
Yeah, he could still click it into turbo, if he really wanted to, and shift down. But he was keeping it in pretty high gear, and I think he was in trail and EMTB the most. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great, like having him be able to go with me. So
yeah.
I think that is the answer, like e-bike for the wife or the parents or whoever you think would go with you, but is like, I'm not in good enough shape to keep up.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, for all the listeners that are checking in, I'm going to race next year.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm just going to race it in the regular class, too.
There you go.
That should get the comments moving.
I know, right? Like,
I'm sure you won't crash it or anything.
They need to add an e-bike class, too.
Okay. So here's the question on 10,000. Are you buying a $10,000 bike or getting two $5,000 bikes?
All right, you want my answer?
Yeah.
My answer is a Husqvarna T250i. That's what I'm buying for 10.
Yeah!
Wait, motorcycle.
A little faster than an e-bike. No,
okay, if we're going motorcycles, yeah, I'm getting a 2021 CRF 450.
With handguards, Quentin?
What?
You gonna put handguards on it?
Heck no. I'm not giving up on moto. I don't care what you say.
Man, so for 10 grand, so the thing.
Look at that.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually going to say a Beta 200 double R, but I didn't want to blow any smoke up Ryan's butt, so.
Dude, Kyle, wait till you ride this thing. I got it dialed in. The power's good. Woo!
I'm excited for you. I can't wait until you run that thing into a tree, trash the plastics, and sell it to me for half what you paid.
Yeah, I probably will next year.
In. I'll give you trade in minus 10%.
All right. Here's the question. You've got no bicycles right now. I'm giving you $10,000, and it has to be spent on complete bicycles or a complete bicycle. You have no bicycle, or you can buy five $2,000 bicycles if you want. What are you buying with your $10,000? Bicycles.
I can definitely put this together for you real quick. Do you have a plan?
I'll tell you mine would change. If my wife said, I want to start riding, then I'm getting 3 bicycles. Assuming my kids are still babies and they don't need bikes yet. You know, they have their Striders. Assuming my wife isn't wanting to ride with me, I think I'm getting a 2-bike quiver, and I'm getting something like a $4,000, forgive the term, but like downcountry bike. Probably a Top Fuel, something in that category, like the Top Fuel, Giant Trance. I would love to have even like the Yeti SB 115 now, but that's going to be way out of the price range, I think, even for a bottom level build. Maybe not. Or one of those high pivot, short travel trail. That wouldn't be the best, most efficient things. I just think they're interesting. So probably like a Top Fuel, which I think fits that category the best, but still be fun. And then probably going to spend about $4,000 or $3,500 on that bike, and then $6,000 to $6,500 on an enduro bike. And there's definitely some out there that interest me. I mean, the Slash interests me. The Yeti SB 150 interests me. Those propane bikes, like the Tai or whatever, I think they look pretty sick. They have great reviews.
Those are sexy bikes.
They have really good reviews too. And even of course, honestly, I couldn't afford the build I would want, so I probably wouldn't be getting this unless I had, $8,000. But the Spot Mayhem comes in a shade of red that's just like, that is my favorite color in the world right there, just purely for the color. And it looks pretty sick.
Is that the red that looks almost like the Honda Flow red?
Yeah, it's really bright and almost slightly pink.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. But I'll be honest, the Trek Slash right now, it's kind of got some issues that I think by next year's round they'll have totally sorted out. It's kind of the way it goes with new bikes. But for new bikes, I think that those propanes, I find those very interesting. I also find I think it's like the Deviate Highlanders or the Forbidden Druids that have the high pivot, but they're trail bikes. They look pretty interesting too for a enduro bike. I don't think they're very long travel. I think they're only like 130, 140 in the rear.
You know what I hate about the propanes is their kids' bike is freaking killer too. And I just like, oh my gosh, I want my kid to get involved in this when he gets old enough, but look at spending that kind of money because it's so awesome.
Yeah.
On a kid.
Now, if I could only have one brand of bike right now with what they've got out there, I think it'd be fun to have a Norco Optic and a Norco Sight, or a Transition, actually probably a Transition Spur and a Transition Sentinel will be a really good 2-bike quiver.
Yeah.
And then maybe next year when Trek gets the Slash a little more sorted out, the Top Fuel Slash would be good. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say.
Man, all right. So I've got mine together, and it's going to be really unoriginal.
Can I guess it before you say it?
A remedy?
Okay, keep going.
Here we go.
Keep going.
Here we go. We're going to have a Ticket hardtail. We're going to have a Remedy,
Now,
a Stash, and a Slash.
Now, time out, Clinton. You got to think this isn't bike shop employee pricing. We're talking MSRP here.
Okay. We're going to have a Ticket hardtail.
No, right now is a $10,000 bike. At retail.
Oh, that's true. You've got a Remedy. The end.
It is.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Retail, that's right. But that's custom built. So I'm thinking he could get a lower build of a few things. So he's still gonna have a Ticket.
Stepping down though, dude.
He's gonna have a Remedy of some sort, and I don't know what. Okay, Kyle.
All right, I'm going to surprise you a little bit, but not by much. So, 100% right. First bike purchase would be the Remedy 9.8 in purple flip, which is literally the bike I'm currently riding. But I'd ride it stock. I'd ride it stock with no upgrades at
So what's that?
5,600.
$5,600. All right.
Okay, so if there's 56, then I would do a Santa Cruz Chameleon aluminum with the Fox build for 2,300. So that.
I didn't
So
know
you're
you were
at
so
44
high on
plus
these
23,
chameleons.
you're
I
at-
really didn't.
Oh, dude, I just like I really like hardtails, but I don't like cross country geometry, and I don't want a meta hardtail 63-degree head tube angle bike. I like a hardtail to be towards cross country geometry compared to enduro geometry. Like so, I like a good solid trail 29er hardtail is so much fun.
Yeah, 66-degree head angle, 67, whatever.
Yeah, something modern, 140 mil fork, something like that. So it would be a Chameleon 29er with the 140 mil fork, with the Fox build, and then I would build a custom dirt jump bike from an NS Majesty dirt frame.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'd have a steel bike.
Kyle did a way better job at this than me.
I'd have a steel bike, an aluminum bike, and a carbon bike, all different purposes. And I can ride anything, anywhere, and love it.
I think our listeners are going to be impressed with that, Kyle. I really do.
That's pretty good, Kyle. That's pretty good. So anybody's Santa doing really well this year, there you go. There's 3 bikes you're getting under the tree.
That's it, man.
So
that's
me,
the setup.
So for me, I'm gonna take this into 2 parts. One bike, one $10,000 bike. I really love the Ibis Ripmo. I really do. So just a maxed out build on that sucker with top of the line Fox, maybe some NV AM30 wheels or something like that on some nice hubs. Really dicks out. I like that bike. If we're talking a one bike quiver, I like that bike a lot. Kind of really have for the last couple of years. Almost bought one, but man, I just get too good of a deal on the Treks. But I do love my Remedy.
It's the pedaling efficiency that keeps making me look at them. That's really about it. I don't think it would go downhill better than what I've got or a lot of other things, but it's just being able to leave that shock switch wide open all the time. Seems like that would be nice. Yeah,
pretty good. But if I'm not going that way and I'm going 2 bikes, I'm going to be kind of following you there, Clinton, but I'm probably going to go with the Top Fuel in like a 9.8 build, and then probably go Remedy 9.8 build somewhere right around there. So that puts me a little over 10 grand, but it's pretty close. So
yeah, I might, to me it actually makes more sense to spend more on like build, because I don't think if for like riding the bike park that it really matters that much. If you have like a 9.8, a 9.7 or an 8 would be fine for the new Slash or whatever, would be fine with me. Aluminum frame would be fine. But just my priorities is like, I like racing the enduro bike. Yep. And I still think I'd have a blast riding even the aluminum frame short travel bike as just something to take out to the Berryman or St. Joe or the cross country trails. Yeah. So that's kind of why I did what I did. But man, I honestly couldn't tell you if I had to spend it on a $10,000 super bike. I don't know. I have no idea what I'd pick. I really don't. I don't know what
it's hard. There's a lot of good bikes out there.
There's so many good bikes. That's why, I mean, the truth is when I see people in the comments, especially if they don't live close to St. Louis, so I don't feel like I need to plug my favorite shops, and they're like, what do I'm looking at this, My advice is you buy the bike that when you look at it, you want to go ride it just because you just look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so sick, I want to go ride it. Yep. And that's the best bike, because the bike that you'll actually ride is the bike that's the best bike. Yep. You spend good money on it, hopefully you'll ride it, right? And that's how I feel about my bike now. Like, I love the way it looks. There are definitely things about my Slash that I think could be better, or they would take a full redesign. It's not the perfect bike. But I love the way it looks. I've got it set up for me now, like,
and it's pretty good.
And it's not, I don't feel like I'd get on something else and just be fast. I might be faster on this trail or that trail, but I'd probably be slower on this trail or that trail. I don't think it's really like a problem in that way. But I still look at it and I'm just like, I can't sell. How could I let that go? What would I replace it with?
Yeah.
And to me, that is like the sign that you've got the right bike. If you would just like, you have trouble letting it go.
That's why I kept my Remedy another year. I like it.
I don't know Kyle, other than the bike you have that if you paid retail for all the stuff on it would be your $10,000 bike. If you had to go buy a bike at just normal retail and ride it as it comes in a particular build, what would you go buy?
Ooh, I didn't see. I haven't bought ridden an off the shelf bike in like 5 years. So Trek doesn't make a 9.9 Remedy, which we all know is the best bike ever made. So I can't pick that. So my next option, I would probably I'd be between a few different things, but I would think I would probably lean more towards the Santa Cruz Bronson. So probably like so here, let's see.
Whatever the top of the line build is.
Yeah. So like a Santa Cruz Carbon. Yeah. Like a Santa Cruz X01 build, CC with Fox Factory and a set of reserve wheels. That comes out to 8,300 roughly, which is about what I'm riding. You know what I mean? The bike I'm on now is not quite 10 grand probably.
So I think,
and then it comes out to 83. I would put an X2 on it then, and then that would probably get me closer to. It did get me close to like 95 probably 9.
Yeah. I think I kind of hate myself for saying this. And honestly, it's more out of curiosity than anything. And I like I said, I hate myself a little bit. I think I would like to try, if someone was just like, you can basically get whatever bike on the planet you want. I think I would want to try Yeti's top of the line SB150 build just to see what it feels like to ride the bike that was basically designed to make Richie Rude happy. Like just deck it out, SRAM AXS, carbon wheels, Fox 38 factory, Float X2 factory, all the stuff on it.
I mean, I would absolutely love to ride an SB140 and then see what that feels like.
Morgan, the trail builder, has one down in Ironton. Maybe she'll let you ride hers sometime.
Is that what she's on?
Yeah, she just got it. They just, man, I don't even know if I really mean that, but I just want to see, like, does it live up to the hype?
I want to see what the hype is. I've never even really touched a Yeti, so I kind of want to see what the hype is too.
So I've never touched one. The hype is certainly there. Like the guys that I hang out with and I talk to, they're all, they look at Yeti as being the coup de grace of mountain bikes. However, guys that I know that have ridden them and that ride a lot and have ridden a lot over the years are not wildly impressed with the Infinity Link.
I don't think it's magical. And honestly, if I was it would probably make more sense if I had like one bike to do everything and I wasn't purely focused on enduro specifically. I mean, gosh, a top end like Ripmo V2, I don't like the way they look as much as my Trek, but I think that would be great. I think a Pivot, the new Pivot Switchblade would be good. Ooh. The Switchblade or their enduro bike in 29 would be good. Yeah. I think either one of those would be great.
So I'll be honest, I might rescind my statement. I
was going to say you forgot about the Pivot Mach 5.5.
Kyle's talked about that Pivot.
5.5.
I don't know if it'd be the 5.5 or if it would be the Mach 6. I'd probably be a Mach 6 actually.
You want
Now
to
the
stick
new
to the
Mach
27.5 wheels? The new Switchblade that's like 140, 160, 29er. I've heard it's pretty like fun, like all around.
Now
ground huggy.
Well, the new Mach the Mach 6 is 27.5, and now the only thing is the new Mach 6 is nowhere near as good looking as it used to be. I do like the look of the Mach 5 over the Mach 6 because it still uses the old DW Link style suspension. But the Mach 5.5 is what got me hooked on 27.5 wheels, and so yeah, that would be something to consider for sure.
Yeah, I would either try the Yeti or I would definitely try the new Spot Mayhem 150 because I've heard that they use that like carbon fiber living link. It's like a leaf spring type thing that apparently really like gives you back. So that might be a very interesting bike to ride. Because the reviews on the Spot, like it's like the 115 or 110, it's kind of their cross country oriented trail bike, that the pedaling on it is amazing and pretty unique and a lot of fun. And they're using like the same kind of design for the long travel bike. And like I said, the color, that's my color, man.
Hey guys, I want to talk about, it's not really a bike, but this would help mountain bikers, but it's a great present to get your gal and you can use it. Okay. I gotta say it quietly because my wife's in the other room. The Infinity Shiatsu massager. Look it up on Amazon. Get your gal one. Oh, change both of your lives. I promise. They're $100.
Infinity Shiatsu massager.
It's awesome.
I'm looking
guys.
this up right now.
Yeah.
All I'm getting is Shih Tzu. How do you spell Shiatsu?
SHIATZU.
SU.
There you go.
I'm telling you, you can get the wired one. It's cheaper. It's only like $50.
Is this the chair or what is this thing?
No, dude. It's just like this
The
thing
neck
you wrap
thing?
around your back, and you've got handles.
Yeah.
For you pull it. Dude,
Yeah, I see it.
Oh.
We've got one of those little punchy gun,
No, this is better than a punchy gun.
A little punchy gun.
If you haven't got something for your gal, and
We're kind of derailing though here.
I'm telling you, you guys will charge it every night because it's so good.
I wish I had time in my life to use such a thing.
I mean, honestly, Ryan, I'm surprised your whole list wasn't just like, heat therapy pads, ice packs.
I have all that already, dude.
Tubes of Bengay, cryotherapy, a home cryo chamber for your
BioFreeze, dude.
A home stem cell kit.
Yeah.
Hyperbaric oxygen chambers.
I have all that stuff already. I'm telling you, this massager. That's a pro tip for you guys, all you listeners. All right. Get your gal the Infinity Shiatsu massager.
All right. Good episode, I think. We'll see what everybody else thinks. But we've been at it.
I hope everybody gets what they want under the tree. I hope everybody had a good year. That'd be fun.
That would be great. So
after Christmas, talk about what we got. It'd be good.
Oh, man. I can't wait for, I think the biggest present we're all going to get around where we live is come springtime when the bike park's finished.
Yep.
It's going to be a big Christmas present. Well, not Christmas, but that's going to be great. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Everybody listening, please email us some suggestions. Okayest, that's OKAYEST, MTB@gmail.com. Send us suggestions on Facebook. Don't forget about the discount code for Vittoria Tires. Be proud of us, especially me, that none of us said Vittoria Tires with our Christmas list, but I banned myself from saying that. One, because the ones I have, they last so long, it's like, I don't know when I'm going to need to change them. Anyway, thanks for listening, and we will get back to you guys. Hopefully we'll have another one next week, but that
Sure.
might depend on if we get any suggestions.